You know, I am known by a lot of people as the guy who discovered Weird Al Yankovic, who you see a lot on TV, and he sold a lot of albums, and he's a great guy. Weird Al's latest album, the most successful one he's ever made, is called Bad Hair Day. But look at these guys. They've never had a bad hair day in their entire lives. Little Elmo and the Cosmos. All right, I'm Dr. Demento, and to answer another question that I have been asked many times today, yes, I am back on the airwaves of Los Angeles, playing mad music and crazy comedy. You no longer have to drive all the way to Bakersfield to get demented with your radio. What you do now is you tune in 97.1, yeah, that station that Howard Stern is on, but at Sunday nights at 11, Howard Stern is not on, but I am, and I'll play you 2 hours of mad music and crazy comedy. That show, the Dr. Demento show, started back in 1970. Actually, I guess I could trace it back to the day when I was a little kid back in the 40s, when my dad brought home some 78s by Spike Jones and his City Slickers. And it went on and on. I started playing Monty Python, Frank Zappa. I was one of the first people to play him, and lots of other funny folks that I played on the radio. It started out actually not too far from here on station KPPC, not KPCC, not the Pasadena College station. It was KPBC, which was a commercial underground freakazoid freeform type of station. All right, and well, they sold it and it became K-Rock, but that's a whole nother story. But I moved over to KMET 1972, and it was not too long after that, about a year after that, that I got this phone call. I would get lots of phone calls from people who wanted me to play this, wanted me to play that, but this particular phone call was different. I didn't know the person on the other end of the line, but he said something like, "Would you like to meet Napoleon the 14th?" Napoleon the 14th, you may not know of him, but back in the 60s, it was a name to be reckoned with. He was the man who made the record called "They're Coming to Take Me Away, Ha-Ha, They're Coming to Take Me Away, Ha-Ha, to the Funny Farm." And, well, he was one of my idols, so yes, of course, I would like to meet Napoleon the 14th. Little did I know that at the same place where I met Napoleon the 14th, I also had my first contact with the musicians you are about to hear right now. It was 1973, I believe, and well, they had a band and they had recorded some pretty demented, funny things. The first number of theirs that I really kind of got sold on and went to play on the air was their new version of the theme from all the Laurel and Hardy movies. The March of the Cuckoos. Yes. And so I played that on the air. By the way, that was the first unreleased tape of any kind that I ever played on the radio, even before I played tapes from Alfred Yankovic when he was 16. But anyway, to bring the story more or less up to date, here we are now 25 years after that. In between these bunch of guys, well, I played a bunch of their songs, and I went to hear them. I went to hear them in a shopping mall. I think it was Century Plaza, and it was, you know how Century Plaza is. The sound of money is everywhere out there, and to kind of bring the we decided we need to trash the place in kind of a subtle way. So I had that. I'm a record collector, and I had a surplus of 78 RPM records. Yes, right. I had a surplus of 78 RPM records, which I then decided to initiate all these guys by busting the records over their heads and sailing them all around the Century Plaza and so on. Well, that was kind of the general air of levity that these guys disseminated at various live shows that we did. We went clear up to Seattle to do a show once, and of course on the radio. The many songs that I played, including their version of my theme song, which I think they're about to play for you live, Pico and Sepulveda. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, for the first time all together in 25 years, all 7 members, ladies and gentlemen, the Roto Good Time Christmas Band! Pico and Sepulveda, Pico and Sepulveda, Pico and Sepulveda, Pico and Sepulveda, no healing, Pico and Sepulveda, no wake up, Pico and Sepulveda, the prayer, Pico and Sepulveda, Pico and Sepulveda.
I've been settled down in my La Brea. Where nobody's I've been settled down in my La Brea.
A little bit of demented Nirvana for you. And of course
I flew down from San Francisco for this.
Yes.
So,
And boy, are his arms tired.
and my arms are very tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, B-flat Baxter. B-flat Baxter there, otherwise known as Baxter Robertson on a bunch of LPs. And off the Wally there, singing lead there. Buffalo Steve, we'll be talking more to him in a moment. And the proprietor of this wonderful establishment in whose front yard we are playing today, Dr. Mabuse, DOA.
There's a couch
Sergeant
somewhere
Charles is
in
here.
Burbank, missing its cover.
Little Orphan Ollie. And Uncle Jimmy.
Rarely seen in these parts.
Yes, indeed. For the first time in a quarter century, the original Roto Good Time Christmas Band.
Has it really been that long? Yeah. We were actually kind of commenting, this was very typical of a Roto gig. Because we had horns, we could go out and play wherever we wanted. We didn't really have a whole lot to plug in, and so shopping centers were our life. Thank you. Thank you for... Yes. Thank you, Vaughn.
I think this is the one shopping center that eluded our triumph.
Yeah, we tried to go a little bit more upmarket than...
Burbank, it's Burbank.
Burbank. Oh, where are we?
Yes, these gentlemen really came to the attention of the world playing brass band versions of classical pieces that kind of had a little Spike Jones, little Bonzo dog. They do the... You did Beethoven's Fifth?
Yes, we did Beethoven's Ninth, we did Brahms.
And this brought them to the attention of the Vanguard Record Corporation, which actually, yes, the Vanguard Recording Society, thank you. Known for Joan Baez and a whole bunch of classical stuff.
And Joe and the Fish.
Yes, and yes, indeed. And their music caught the ear of the august folks at Vanguard back in New York, and they released an album. But that is only a small part of the story of the Roto Band on records, because along the way they also recorded a whole bunch of other stuff, which much of which was even finer than the stuff on the Vanguard LP. And many of these tracks were heard on the Dr. Demento show from time to time, but there was no place you could find them in a store, even back then.
Not even here. Not even now.
Outside of bootleg tapes from the Dr. Demento radio show.
You're the one.
Yes. Of course, I'm proud of it.
Okay.
But now, at long last, many of these fine recordings have now been released on a CD, which is available here at D.B. Cooper's Wholesale Used CDs and LPs. Buy, sell, and trade, 818-563-2222. Yes, indeed.
Special sale.
And
What are you not? $10. $10 and you get the best music that I've ever heard.
yes, indeed. And this is a CD. You could say that it sounds damn good for being recorded in 1973 in somebody's house.
Say it.
I just say it was recorded, it sounds damn good, just period. It is state-of-the-art sound, even by today's standards. And of course, the absolute lunacy and dementia of the ideas combined with the faultless execution of the musicians. I mean, you hear how great they sounded today after not practicing for 25 years. You can imagine what it sounded like back then.
No, we practiced around the corner for 5 minutes. We didn't want to half-ass this thing. We knew this was going to be an important gig, so we did rehearse around the corner.
This is a whole ass gig.
Okay.
We did make 11 cents. We made 11 cents when we played around there.
So Buffalo Steve, let's tell the folks a little more of the story of the band. You were around for a little while before I got to know you.
Yeah, we were around. We actually started by playing Christmas carols. Hence the name. Yes, we played Christmas carols.
Which is
to
the
a lot
reason.
of Jewish people in Century City who thought we were so wonderful, they gave us money. They gave us mass quantities of money. We had a career. Right. We had hundreds of dollars, all in quarters and dimes and nickels. We knew we were onto something. The American public was ready for Christmas carols 365 days a year, we thought. Slight miscalculation on our part.
Because when the Vanguard record came out, that meant that all the record stores put it away in the back room after December 26th, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Which is why it's so hard to find.
That's right. So
I beg your pardon. There are 6 copies of the LP available inside for those lucky few, starting as low as $10. Yeah, $10. For the real good one, though, you might have to pay a little more.
Don't miss this opportunity.
Come on inside, and we'll sign it for less
Get one
than
today
free.
while the guys will sign it. So then you made that album. And
we made that album. We hit the road. We tried playing all across this great land of ours in shopping centers, colleges, things like that, from coast to coast. People said, "Wow, you guys really are strange."
And you had costumes too. I mean, Dr. Mabuse brought his, but you all had costumes
Oh
back
yes,
then.
we had some excellent attire that we, in fact, actually Bob is still wearing this attire. You can see it's right there.
And off the wall, he made up a little dance called the Martian March, which was a highlight of many of the shows. Some people remember.
Of course, this spawned a lot of franchise Roto Rooter Good Time Christmas bands all across the nation. So you might have seen one of the bogus Roto Rooter Good Time Christmas.
And because of all that confusion, the Martian March never really replaced the twist like it should have.
But as Baxter did mention, the franchising of the Roto Rooter bands has made us all incredibly independently wealthy. So we have the time to play if we want, not play
Even
if we
after
want.
they all mutated into guys who fake
it's really been a
swords. Right?
fantastic career, and we want to thank everyone for their support.
Even after all the bands mutated into guys who fix sewers and stuff. Right. But anyway, then there was the time when you were known simply as Roto.
Hence the
Yes,
shirt.
right.
But we weren't funny then.
But anyway,
Besides playing our horns, we periodically sing. And
all right.
we are going to have the bass section over here. Little Orphanale, Sergeant Charts, and Uncle Jimmy start off something that was a signature at all Roto Rooter shows. When it was time for us to finally go away, got to have a wonderful round of applause for Dr. Demento.
Yes! Thank you, Barry, for coming up.
Great news that he's back on in the radio. It's Southern California tradition. It's
Tonight at 11 on KLSX.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants
Everybody
to hear,
listen. It's great to have him back on.
anybody who wants to hear the Lincoln, Nebraska story, I'll be telling it. Takes about 20 minutes. I'll be telling it backstage right after.
Ready? Everybody sing along. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
it's rock and roll. You never meant to sing it on my soul. I don't plan, I never get it on. I got a permanent cure, it's rock and roll.